Welcome back my YouTube channel. The story of the 1927 1-cent coin from the United States of America, often called the Lincoln Wheat Penny, is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. To many, it might just look like a small copper coin, but to collectors and historians, it represents far more than its face value of just 1 cent. It's a snapshot of American history in the late 1920s, a symbol of Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy, and today it can carry significant collectible value depending on its condition and rarity. Let's begin with the design. The 1927 penny is part of the Wheat Cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first widely circulated U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real person, and choosing Lincoln was no accident. He was the president who preserved the Union during the Civil War, and his popularity was unmatched. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, famously caused controversy when they first appeared prominently on the 1909 coin, leading to a quick redesign. On the obverse, or front, of the 1927 penny, we see the profile of Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head is the national motto, "In God We Trust." To the left of Lincoln is the word "Liberty," and to the right is the date, 1927. Some coins may also carry a mint mark, a tiny letter beneath the date, indicating where the coin was struck. If no letter is present, the coin was minted in Philadelphia. A small D represents the Denver Mint, and an S stands for San Francisco. These mint marks are incredibly important for collectors, as they can drastically affect rarity and value. The reverse, or back, of the coin features two stylized wheat stalks curving along the sides, which is why the coin is commonly known as a wheat penny. Between the stalks are the words, 1 cent, in large letters, with United States of America, just below. At the very top is the Latin phrase, e pluribus unum, which translates to, out of many, one. This design, simple yet bold, remained on the penny until 1958, when it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Now, let's place the 1927 penny in its historical context. The year 1927 was a significant time in American history. The country was in the middle of the Roaring Twenties, a decade of economic growth, jazz music, flapper culture, and major industrial expansion. It was a time of prosperity, but also one of social change. Only 2 years later, in 1929, the stock market would crash, leading to the Great Depression. That makes coins from the late 1920s especially interesting, as they capture a nation just before a major turning point. In terms of mintage, or how many coins were produced, the 1927 penny was struck in 3 locations. At the Philadelphia Mint, over 144 million coins were made. At the Denver Mint, about 27 million coins were struck, and at the San Francisco Mint, just over 14 million were produced. Because of these high mintages, the 1927 penny is not considered rare in general, especially those from Philadelphia. However, the condition of the coin and the specific mint mark can make a big difference in its collectible value. Collectors grade coins based on their condition, from heavily worn examples called good all the way up to nearly perfect specimens known as mint state. A heavily circulated 1927 penny might only be worth a few cents or perhaps $1. But if you find one in excellent condition, with sharp details and original luster, its value can climb significantly. For example, an uncirculated 1927 Lincoln cent from Philadelphia might be valued anywhere from $10 to $50. A high-grade specimen from Denver or San Francisco can be worth much more. One of the most valuable is the 1927 wheat penny. Because San Francisco struck fewer coins and many entered circulation, finding one today in mint state is very difficult. A 1927 in top condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, rare examples graded MS-66 red by professional grading services have sold for over $20,000. That is a huge leap from just 1 cent face value, and it's why coin collectors are always on the lookout for these early wheat pennies. When talking about the value of coins, it's also important to mention errors and varieties. Some pennies from this era have striking errors, double dies, or off-center minting, which can make them even more desirable. While no major error varieties are famous for the 1927 penny, collectors always examine each coin carefully just in case. Even a small minting flaw can multiply its value dramatically. Beyond monetary value, the 1927 penny has great historical and sentimental worth. Imagine the lives this coin may have touched. In 1927, 1 cent could actually buy something, a piece of candy, a newspaper, or contribute to a ride on public transportation. Children saved wheat pennies in piggy banks, adults used them for daily purchases, and they circulated in millions of transactions across the country. Holding one today is like holding a small piece of 1920s America in your hand. For collectors just beginning their journey, the 1927 penny is a wonderful coin to add to a wheat cent collection. Because it is nearly 100 years old, it brings a sense of history, yet it is still relatively affordable in lower grades. It also teaches important lessons about mint marks, condition, and market value. Many collectors enjoy building a full set of Lincoln wheat cents, which includes every year and mint mark combination from 1909 to 1958. The 1927 issues are an essential part of that puzzle. To summarize, the 1927 Liberty 1 cent coin, better known as the Lincoln wheat penny, carries with it a legacy far greater than its tiny size. Designed to honor Abraham Lincoln, minted during the vibrant Roaring Twenties, and treasured by collectors today, it stands as a symbol of American resilience and artistry. Whether worth only a few cents or several $1,000s depending on its condition and rarity, its true value lies in the story it tells. A story of history, of design, of everyday life in 1927, and of the collectors who keep its legacy alive nearly a century later. So, the next time you come across an old wheat penny, don't dismiss it as just a small piece of copper. Take a closer look. It might be a 1927, a coin that connects you directly to the past and could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered.